These are the 3 short game shots you must know that will save your score. We're talking a hybrid shot, a wedge shot, and a 7-iron chip and run shot. You're gonna know them today. No more chunk shots, no more double hits, and most importantly, no more chunk shots. To start off, we're gonna give you a go-to shot every time. Always think, this is the shot I'm gonna play. We're gonna start there. That's gonna be our 7-iron chip and run. Every time you're around the green, just think, can I use that shot? Here's our setup for our basic chip and run 7-iron shot. This is what we're gonna try to do every single time. Feet are almost touching, like a club head apart is our width. Then our club is right on our center, and put the handle just right there on the front side, the front of our left pocket, right there. That's where it goes. Now, I'm gonna scooch in so that the club is flat on the ground. And once it's flat on the ground, that should be leaning against me. Then I'm gonna grab the club here with arms just hanging down and then lift it up a little more. So now the heel is slightly off the ground. That's where we want. And from this position, I'm gonna lean my weight forward. So like 75, 80% of my weight is up here on the center of my front foot. That's where we want, right here. From this position, I'm just thinking brush the grass, brush the grass, brush it every single time. Relax, everything's here. I'm not gonna turn my wrists ever. Never turn your wrists. It's just back and forth. Don't let that club face rotate. Keep it perfectly non-rotating. That's a word, right there. That's where we wanna be. It's almost as if I'm putting with a 7-iron. This is our basic fundamentalness that we're using for the 7-iron. Chip and run, right here. This is how all these chip shots are going to take place with the 7-iron. Every single time we're doing a chip and run, we're just brushing the grass. This will be your go-to shot that will save you from great disaster. What do you do if you're in a horrible lie, in a divot? Go to your go-to shot. That's why we do it. Same setup as we just talked about. This will avoid great disaster. You start pulling out a sand wedge and doing something crazy in a situation like this, you're gonna get a huge score on that hole. Go-to shots are for basically any and every situation, even if it's something as horrendous as this. I can deal with that, but I can't deal with the chunk shot. Your go-to shot with your 7-iron little chip and run, it just will never let you down. You will always, always be better off after your 7-iron chip and run, even if it doesn't go on the green from a horrid lie. None of those are disastrous. And every now and then, they'll even be better. So the first shot we must master is our 7-iron chip and run. That's our bread and butter. But what if we need something else and this shot just isn't gonna work out for one reason or another? Special thanks to PXG for letting us use Scottsdale National to shoot some video content. How incredible are these guys? So yeah, we're all decked out in their apparel, obviously. No, I'm not sponsored by PXG, and no, I'm not a member here. Unfortunately, that would be pretty epic. This is the most epic private club I've ever been to. So happy to share it with you guys. They just have been the coolest company to do stuff with. So shout out to PXG. They got great wedges and equipment too. I can't use my 7-iron. I'm gonna go in the bunker. So we need a go-to shot where goes over something and onto the green. This is a sand wedge, 54-degree sand wedge. I would use a 60, but a lot of people, the average player, that's probably not a club that they should own. They should have a sand wedge, a lot more use there, and then they're not tempted to do something crazy, which, yeah, we're all tempted. How do we make sure that this difficult shot to this pin over this bunker is something that we have as a go-to shot? How do we get that every single time? How do we get it on so that we can just be like a little robot hitting shot after shot after shot? Look at that, that even went low, spun. How do we do this? This is not the hardest shot in the world, but it can be a very disastrous shot if we don't know what to do. I did something there that I was trying for you to pick up on, and maybe you noticed it, maybe you didn't, but we're gonna show it to you right now. Notice what I did. I had the exact same setup and swing as the 7-iron shot. It was identical. Feet were a club head apart. Weight was forward. Club was center, just right in that left pocket. All I did was I opened the face a little bit. That, opening the face, engages the bounce of the club so that I can hit behind the ball a little bit, and it's not a big deal. As a matter of fact, you kind of want to do that. Believe it or not, you want to hit the ground first, just right there, right before the ball. And you saw good things happen. Like, not one time did I hit the ball before the grass. Everything was identical other than the fact I just opened the club face. So I scooched in, got the heel off the ground, hands here, and then I just did basically that chip and run, but I had a different club. What I'm not doing is I'm not rotating my hands once again. It's identical to your go-to 7-iron shot, because when you rotate, you'll bring that club head way inside, and then you'll hit a foot behind the ball back here, and that will send it way over there. Here's how you know if the club's behind you. That's behind you. The club head is behind my hands. Now it's in front of me. So once you start rotating it, it starts getting behind you. So you just want to take it back like this. Get in. Oh, almost made that. The great thing about having that go-to shot with the wedge is that it translates to longer shots. So all we have to do if we want to hit a farther shot, like a pitch shot, same exact thing. I'm just gonna open my stance up from one club to right there, to like 3 club heads width. And then that's all I have to do. Everything else remains absolutely identical. Way forward, face is open. And you just take a little bit longer swing, which you will naturally do because you have a wider stance. And now all of a sudden, your go-to chip shot just turned into a pretty amazing go-to pitch shot. And you didn't even do anything different. You just opened up your stance. And you will get to a point where you don't even know what bunker's here. All you're thinking about is, how close can I get that? But there's one more shot that you must know for your short game to be complete. Well, yeah, pretty complete. This is one of my favorite shots in golf, and I learned it because I was so nervous that I needed something under pressure, under the gun. And this is what I did. You have a shot like this to that hole there. Now, you think about your go-to, your 7-iron chip and run, and you're like, I could do that, but I'm nervous for whatever reason. You're in a club championship, you're in a tournament, you're just nervous, you don't feel confident, something's going on. So you need something else, and you don't want to hit a wedge, too tight a lie, or whatever. Those scenarios happen all the time. So this is my 5-wood. So you can use a 5-wood, you can use one of your hybrid clubs, but something like this is perfect. It has a little bit of loft on it and a giant sole. And in situations where I'm nervous, I want the largest sole I got with the most loft. So this is it for me. The cool thing about the go-to piece of all these shots is the setup is exactly the same every single time. Feet, one club head apart, weight on the left side, club right in the center, left pocket, forward. There we go. And then I lift the heel up again. Now I'm just long putting this. Oh, I don't really have to worry. That's as bad as it's gonna be. Anytime I'm nervous and I just gotta give myself a chance to get up and down, this is where I go. So this is anti-chunk shot right here. These are the 3 shots everybody has to know to be able to manage their game around the green. Good luck to you guys. Love you. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, share it with somebody you love or don't love. I love you guys. See you soon.